So we're here at the Bhakti Center with Shisharada Muralidhar, Gaurachandra, Nishingadev Bhagavan, and Chodas. And we just happen to have the great honor and privilege to be, I want to say to dress them, but that's not correct, to be empowered by them to dress, help them dress themselves. So like that. So, and we just thought, because it's unusual that there's, well, it's not completely unusual, but there isn't anyone around. And we were about to turn the lights off and leave the deities here on their own, and we thought, no. And I was thinking, let's go to Matchless Gifts and do a reading, and then I thought, well, no, let's do a reading here, and we can read, you know, do some, what did you say? What is it? Hari Bhajan?
Why? Forgive me. Yeah, the tact and discretion. He just repeats everything verbatim, whatever someone... He'll even say someone at someone's house, she don't like Bengali food when we're eating Bengali food at someowe's house. But we won't proceed because we're in front of the Lord.
And then she says that I say, and then she embarrasses me. We're reading from the 4th canto.
4th canto, chapter 22, text 9.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Imagine saying that prayer and you're sitting in front of Vasudeva.
Well, imagine when we say that prayer, we can bring Vasudeva, Krishna, to the forefront of our consciousness.
Quite spine tingling.
Yeah, I remembered. I got all dressed up to go outside, so I'm sitting here with like 10 layers on. So let's just get stuck into reading.
Text 9. And Prabhupada's here as well. Jai Prabhupada.
Jai.
We're going to leave Prabhupada out. All right, text 9. Oh, that's how you twist it and you move it. Oh, sorry. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because I lifted the whole thing. But Prithu Maharaj continued, although you are travelling in all planetary systems, people cannot know you, just as they cannot know the super soul. Yes, the super soul. Although he is within everyone's heart as a witness of everything. Even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva cannot understand the super soul. Purport. In the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Muyanti Yat Suraya. Great demigods like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra and Chandra are sometimes bewildered trying to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It so happened that when Krishna was present on this planet, he still is present, Lord Brahma and King Indra also mistook him, and what to speak of great yogis or jnanis who conclude that the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is impersonal. In the same way, great personalities and Vaishnavas like the 4 Kumaras are also invisible to ordinary persons, although they are travelling all over the universe in different planetary systems. When Sanatana Goswami went to see Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he could not be recognized by Chandrasekhar Acharya. The conclusion is that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in everyone's heart, and his pure devotees, the Vaishnavas, are also travelling all over the world. But those who are under the modes of material nature cannot understand the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of this cosmic manifestation, or the Vaishnavas. It is said, therefore, that one cannot see the Supreme Personality of Godhead or Vaishnava with these material eyes. One has to purify his senses and engage in the service of the Lord. Then gradually one can realize who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and who is a Vaishnava. I think, well, I've said this before, and it can't be said enough, that, so it's explaining about who can recognize the Lord, and it's saying even when Sanatana Goswami went to see the Lord, Chandrasekhar Acharya didn't recognize him, and even when Krishna was on the planet, it's not everyone understood this is God, this is the absolute truth. So I think it's quite, again, one of those spine tingling moments, because here we are, like you said, we had have the good fortune to dress the deities on a Friday, and and because of Prabhupada, this personality that are extremely qualified people, devotees, sages, cannot recognize, we get to undress him, we decide the outfit, we put it on, the jewelry, this, such a personal and intimate service. And also, to be fair, as a woman, I wouldn't normally be qualified to do this. It's only because Prabhupada chose to give Brahma initiation, and that was a controversy in itself. And also he, as a, they would say, a malecha.
He? Who is
you?
It? Oh, I thought you meant Prabhupada.
No, I pointed you, but you weren't focused. So I said he, as an American malecha, definitely wouldn't. I might be because I'm Indian and all that, but he definitely won't be. But Prabhupada, this is and we're in New York where he came amongst all the crazies and lazies, and he's, Radha Mulida established a Radha Govinda as well in Brooklyn, and that personality that's being described here, who's so great that people don't get it, they don't immediately, even if he's there in front of you. I mean, what Prabhupada did is he's just giving you, not even backdoor access. I was going to say back, it's not actually. You're literally through the, you can't get more personal. It's not like he's like, we're going directly, indirectly, this and that. You're on the altar with them, You're you're offering the arati, you're offering breakfast, you're dressing them and that. It's like he's giving you, it's like going to, who's a famous person? What's that one? Elon Musk. He's a multi-billionaire. So it's like someone takes you, oh, do you want to come round? And he takes you through the front door and you have lunch with him or you have dinner with him, not like, oh, I can get you to his house. Yeah, I deliver stuff there, or, I'm a gardener or whatever. No, you sit at his table. And his cook comes and brings you all the food, for example. So that's my point. Yeah. For me, my point is, this brings out the glory of Prabhupada. This brings out the glory of what Srila Prabhupada did, that this personality, who is not easy to understand and see, Prabhupada just handed him to us, and it's for us. We don't take him, but he did hand him to us, there you go.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, Prabhupada made him accessible, wrote books to go, when we go and hand out the holy name, we go and chant in the street. It's full on Lord Chaitanya's mercy. It's his mood of Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. That we're just giving Krishna Prem freely to anyone and everyone. And it's not that there's a distinction, you're eligible, you're not eligible. Everybody's eligible.
Yeah.
The most fallen are the most eligible. But you have to be willing to take it. That's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you did read to the end there? Oh no, you read there.
Yeah.
Okay, 10. Text 10. A person who is not very rich and is attached to family life becomes highly glorified when saintly persons are present in his home. The master and servants who are engaged in offering the exalted visitors water, a sitting place, and paraphernalia for reception are glorified, and the home itself is also glorified. It's a beautiful statement, when you invite people around to your home, devotees, senior devotees especially, pure devotees, but when asked, Prabhupada said, when asked how many pure devotees are there, Prabhupada said, how many disciples do I have? Means someone taken to the path is on the path of pure devotion, so they're also considered a pure devotee. Purport. Materially, if a man is not very rich, he is not glorious. And spiritually, if a man is too attached to family life, he is also not glorious. But saintly persons are quite ready to visit the house of a poor man or a man who is attached to material family life. When this happens, the owner of the house and his servants are glorified because they offer water for washing the feet of a saintly person, sitting places, and other things to receive him. The conclusion is that if a saintly person goes to the house of even an unimportant man, such a person becomes glorious by his blessings. It is therefore the Vedic system that a householder invite a saintly person in his home to receive his blessings. This system is still current in India, and therefore saintly persons, wherever they go, are hosted by the householders, who in turn get an opportunity to receive transcendental knowledge. It is the duty of a sannyasi, therefore, to travel everywhere, just to favor the householders who are generally ignorant of the values of spiritual life. So that's the end of the paragraph there. So yeah, somehow as I was reading that, I was just thinking of the idea of having many home programs, and how devotees should just open their homes up and be inviting and having programs and inviting the neighbors around, and creating more of an open space for people to get it. And we're often just so closed, we're so afraid, we're so shy or nervous or whatever it is to just be like, hey, I'm having a little program, why don't you come over? And, let me invite some people and invite others around. I guess you just, you yourself have to be comfortable and confident in your own skin, or your own devotional skin. And you also have to have faith and confidence in the person that you invite round to interact with other people. So that's there.
Next paragraph, it may be argued that all householders are not very rich, and that one cannot receive great saintly persons or preachers because they are always accompanied by their disciples. If a disciple is to receive a saintly...
If a householder. Sorry, I didn't mean to correct you there.
If a householder is to receive a saintly person, he has to receive his entourage also. It is said in the Sastras that Durvas Muni was always accompanied by 60,000 disciples, and that if there was a little discrepancy in their reception, he would be very angry and would sometimes curse the host. That's not nice, The fact is that every householder, regardless of his position or economic condition, can at least receive saintly guests with great devotion and offer them drinking water, for drinking water is available always. In India, the custom is that even an ordinary person is offered a glass of water if he suddenly visits, and one cannot offer him foodstuff. And if there is no water, then one can offer a sitting place, even if it is on straw mats. And if one has no straw mat, he can immediately cleanse the ground and ask the guest to sit there. Supposing that a householder cannot even do that, then with folded hands he can simply receive the guest saying welcome. And if he cannot do that, then he should feel very sorry for his poor condition and shed tears and simply offer obeisances with his whole family, wife and children. In this way he can satisfy any guest, even if the guest is a saintly person or a king. Yeah, there's that phrase, Prabhupada, and a guest that comes uninvited. Narayan.
No, it's uninvited guests.
Is considered. Narayan.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll remember it in a minute. Yeah.
But I remember when I read this in Prabhupada's books, I was like, oh dear, because I still don't like uninvited guests.
Atiti Bhagavan.
That's it. Yes.
I think that in India they also say Devo something. Devo,
but the point is that uninvited is, as Prabhupada is educated us, uninvited guests are good. It's not like that in the West, It's not actually.
Hello, who is it? What are you doing here? I didn't ask you to come. Why are you here? What am I supposed to do now? You disturbed me. I'm in the middle of something.
Yeah, I am in the middle of something. I remember one time when my parents went out and my brothers, I was home alone, and some uninvited guests came. These anyway, they don't watch this, which is, I'm not going to name them anyway, but they're known to do, they always did this. from far, they drive 1 or 2 hours, no more than 2 hours to get to where we lived. But I was like, no, I don't think so. But and my mum weren't there. She pulls out all the stops and makes all the bhajiyas and pakoras and tea and all that. So I just sat there, right, like quiet, and I didn't move because they looked through the net curtains and everything. And this was before I had a mobile, so you can see it's like in the 1920s. So, but they were clever, and they phoned the landline. I didn't think anything of it. So if the landline's ringing, I'm going to pick it up. And they're like, hello, I don't know, we're outside. I don't know if you can hear us ringing the bell for 5 minutes. I was like, oh my God, are you? So to let them in. It was very embarrassing and awkward. But anyway, the point is I fail in this because Prabhupada says even if you can't do a simple welcome, which I couldn't, then he says...
You should cry.
Yeah, but he said you should feel very sorry for your poor condition.
Yeah.
And so, I felt awkward when I read that in Prabhupada's books the first time, I think, because I really don't like unfighting kids. But yeah, that's the culture though, isn't it? Anyone that comes, and I must admit, shout out to my parents because they never exhibited that. My dad sometimes would be a bit, but my mum, any time you turn up, you will get fed sumptuously. She'll jump up and start cooking, my point is.
That I can confirm.
Yeah, anyone. So she definitely did, and the rest of us were like, Mom.
So the lesson from today is always be happy to receive a guest. And in Vedic culture, even if your enemy shows up at your house, you treat him as good as God.
Oh,
so.
dear.
We're not going to get into that one. Okay, thank you all very much for tuning in. We're going to go now. And,
we're going to leave their lordships in peace. Maybe they're like, we just had our breakfast and now we want a nap, and then you're sitting there.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shishi Radha Murli Dar Gaur Chandra ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi.
Hari Bol.